Lord Marrowgar is the first boss you will encounter in Icecrown Citadel. He is ranked as the second easiest boss to fight. You can manipulate the mechanics in the fight to make it easier. I would advise doing this on Heroic as much as I would advise doing Gunship on Heroic, because if done right, it is that easy. Without further ado, Lord Marrowgar. Health pool, melee, swing average, hitbox. Just relish this for a second here. In an area bigger than 2 blinks, you can just right-click and smack this dude. That's pretty damn big. Upon engaging Lord Marrowgar, his first 5 swings will only be melee, as well as immediately after each Bonestorm. This is a window for your tanks to be in position before he starts using Boneslice, a cleave that takes the place of melee for 3 times the damage of his melee, that is split between 3 targets within 8 yards. You can 2-tank this, but if it's too much for your tanks, you can opt for 3. Every 5 seconds, he will insta-cast Coldflame. This is your standard 30% of the raid being at ranged ability, much like Shadow Crash. 3 players on 10, 8 players on 25. If you have 8 ranged outside of his hitbox, they will always be targeted for Coldflame. If you do not have enough players at range, it'll target people in melee. Bonespike Graveyard. He will cast this twice in phase 1, 20 seconds in and 20 seconds after it was cast. Upon casting this, it will reset and delay his next melee swing. This will affect 3 people, dealing 9,000 physical damage before mitigation, and it will tick for 10% of their max health for every second that they are left impaled. You must kill the Bonespikes to remove the stun and bleed affecting them. With the Cold Flames jumping over his visual reticle to the ranged targets, often the Bonespikes will be in the melee pile, making it very easy to cleave down. If this does select all your range that are baiting Cold Flame, it becomes a game of dash and smash. Lastly is Bonestorm, the meme this man's is known for. It will begin with a channel and an audible tell. Bonestorm! He will pulsate the ability Bonestorm every 2 seconds. This does damage relevant to the distance you are from the boss. Here is a diagram explaining how much damage you will take at set distances from the boss. And with such a huge hitbox, you want to capitalize on the amount of melee you can get on him during this phase, at a distance that does the least damage to the melee. Immediately after he casts the ramp-up of Bonestorm, he will dart to one of 2 people that are furthest from his current location. It's the same in both 10 and 25. You cannot do this with 1 person baiting. That was the general confusion on PTR. Your goal here is to have him jump over the raid, stop just at the edge of his hitbox, and to repeat that for all 5 of his charges. Each time he parks, a Cold Flame will generate outward like a plus sign. Even though a tick could happen on top of the raid, it is not enough damage, nor will it happen enough to cause concern. Okay, sorry for the haphazard demonstration. I didn't feel like keyframing everything, I just realized this. You can manipulate where the Cold Flames go when he's in Bonestorm phase. The position the player is in, Marrowgar chooses to charge, is the set location he is going to stop. This is recorded the moment he begins that charge. The direction you move in is the direction he will face. The moment he stops, your current position is where he is facing. That position is where the opening of the flames will be. These are exactly diagonal from his facing position upon stopping, the person being charged being the pointer. If you are in any of the cardinal directions relative to his stopping point, that means the openings will also be in cardinal directions. But if you go diagonal, the flames will go in cardinal directions, likely overlapping with the people in the center. Simplified, when Marrowgar comes to your side, just go north, south, east, or west, and your raid will be happy. After a Bonestorm ends, which will likely be in the opposite location where the tanks started, they will have 5 seconds to get into position before bone slices occur again. You repeat these 2 phases until the boss is dead. To summarize, tanks stack, 30% of your raid, at range to bait Coldflame, kill the Bonespikes. For Bonestorm, 2 ranged, set location to bait Bonestorm, and the 2 tanks stay at their position to bait Bonestorm. Raid stays in the center, avoid the Coldflame if it comes through, zug down the boss, get loot. Have fun in ICC, everyone.
Get down, 揺れる回ら触れる切ない気持ち二人で一緒に眠れるみたいなあなただけ見つめて私が気づいて明日はずっと抱かれ燃える恋が悲しいフレームに包まれて
As always, thank you for watching. Sources, links, content, etc. Help if you can, support what you like, and I will see you again soon. TM.